People seem to know that you cannot believe everything you read or hear in the media. That's what they claim anyway, yet they do, unless they are educated enough as to what is really going on to begin with. But even so, enough of the falsehoods that exist in the media wear off on people. People do not realize just how controlled the media is. We are providing a link to a video that will astound you. While we do not know that much about the producer, we recommend that after you watch it, you pass it on to others to see. It's an eye-opener of just how much control exists over the news on television. Now, those of us who watch more than one channel have noticed over the years that the same news is always given out. That moving from one station to another, you notice that the broadcasts are the same, even using the same words. Here is an example of how controlled news can be. This is a montage of different newsmen from different national television shows having a supposedly exclusive interview with President Obama. However, it was all done at the same time and place, rotating in all of the newsmen one after another for their exclusive. It was all a staged event. Another thing that you will notice is that they report very little of the news, and most of what they have to say is actually commentary, telling the viewer how to think. Back in the day, television reported the news, and what commentary that there was at the end of the show. In this way, the viewer realized what they were getting was commentary. Now, this is generally on national stations, but it's amazing just how much the local stations parrot the words of the national media. It is all done too fast, even simultaneously, for it to be anything other than a coordinated scheme. As a result, enough people are now looking to the internet services for their news. Even here, the programs are controlled. Many of us in the business of disseminating news to the public notice that the censorship is widespread. This is just one of the several articles that have reached over 20,000 people in hours, only to have the counter of views reset to zero by the internet service. It zoomed back up to over 20,000 again, and the count reset to zero once more. This influences how many people may come in contact with the article or video. We have, as well as others, had our postings completely eliminated from the internet, with the words that it's false information. One of the most recent obvious examples were the two doctors in Bakersfield, California, who differed with the official edicts concerning the pandemic shutdown, who were then taken off the internet after receiving 5.5 million views, because they differed with the official statistics from the CDC. This is not unusual. What we are witnessing is a systematic censorship of what Americans see and hear from the fake news controllers. And do not think for a moment that it isn't centrally controlled. Once you see this video I mentioned earlier, you will realize that this is the case.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things they simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias.
Now, I travel a great deal, and in each airport I look at the front page of the local newspapers. Here, too, they are printing a centralized version of the news. I used to give seminars on the media and how it is controlled, showing the front page of national news magazines using the same titles, even the same pictures on their covers. What is not well known is that Time magazine, for instance, publishes several issues around the world using the same cover except for the United States. Here, they use fluff aimed at the American reader, while the hard-hitting propaganda is aimed at the rest of the world, usually with an anti-American slant. They are all in English, but here is an example of the covers on a single international Time issue. The whole point is that no matter how it's done, the media in all of its forms is controlled with the idea of depriving Americans of the information they need to make important decisions in their lives, from voting to how to survive through a pandemic. What we recommend is to subscribe to the top daily headlines, or better yet, subscribe to the New American. And not only yourself, but get others to do so as well. This is a good way to keep up with the news of the day and expand the readership of the news so that more and more people are kept abreast of what is really going on. See if you can get 6 other people to subscribe to the top daily headlines, and then urge them to do the same once they start receiving this service. Follow up on your request, asking them again to get others in their family, their friends, coworkers, etc. to do the same. In this manner, we can circumvent the controlled news they receive. If they are not convinced that they need to do this, then get them to watch the video we reference above. It is a dramatic visual of just how controlled the media is. Your friends will never see the media again as uncontrolled.